has just been traded to the Lakers, cause in this reality, his team up with Kobe Bryant won't be vetoed. Meaning on opening night 2011, this duo would share the floor.
Here's Bryant for Paul.
Begging the question, how will this change NBA history? Because on top of trading for CP3, LA also managed to add a prime Dwight Howard, instantly catapulting the team into an opportunity to compete for a ring, which could shift the GOAT debate for some if Bryant is able to surpass Mike's 6 rings with his new team. And additionally, this shift in the NBA matrix would surely lead to some very different changes to the rest of the league, with a domino effect changing every detail of the NBA as we know it. But we'll talk more about that soon enough, as we now shift our focus back to the 2012 season, where a new look Lakers roster was quickly meshing together. For Chris Paul, this was like a dream come true, having 2 superstar caliber offensive threats to find for baskets, which would open up the door for him to average a career high in assists per game, all while still scoring the ball efficiently. And this team's creation was just as beneficial for Dwight Howard, who in real life did end up going to the Lakers, but in this reality, with CP3 orchestrating the offense, would alleviate much of the conflicting egos. He'd be the anchor for the group defensively, averaging nearly 3 blocks a night, leading the charge to the league's top defense. But the player who truly benefited the most was Kobe Bean Bryant. This would be the first time in his career that he'd have a true star facilitator by his side. And with Paul's playmaking, he'd take advantage by leading the entire NBA in scoring this year, putting up his highest scoring output in the last 5 seasons, which would result in some long overdue recognition. The Mama's legacy is already looking better in this reality, MVP number 2, and on top of that, the Lakers are looking like they may be good enough to help Kobe win ring number 6 this season. Because after finishing the season with 64 wins, they'd continue that momentum come the postseason, sweeping the DeMarcus Cousins Kings in round 1, before clashing in a battle of LA with the Clippers, who were still finding success with an all-star Blake Griffin, but at the end of the day, the purple and gold Lob City was too overwhelming, with the Lakers soaring past them as well, and the hype was building for this team.
And obviously you got Kobe Bryant and Phil Jackson leading the way. I think this team is very special. They should find a way to keep it together.
But as we all know, nothing is guaranteed in the NBA, and they'd have to prove themselves with a conference finals matchup against a team that defeated this group in real life. Kevin Durant was one of the brightest young stars in the association, and it was widely believed that he'd be taking over the reins as the league's top scorer after Kobe. Although it wouldn't take long to realize that this Lakers super team was the real deal, as they'd be making quick work of this young, eager Thunder team, winning the series after 6 games. But just to add a bit of foreshadowing, I can guarantee you that we'll be seeing plenty more of this group in the future. For now though, LA celebrates making their way back to the NBA Finals for a long-awaited matchup.
The greatest that's ever played the game when it comes to scoring, assists, rebounds, so forth and so on.
Is he an all-time great scorer? No, he is the all-time greatest scorer.
He is the best all-around player of all time. It's not far.
Oh yeah, there's no question.
All right, I'll give him that.
We were about to finally witness a finals matchup between Kobe and LeBron, with a lot at stake, as James is on the quest for ring 1 and Kobe on the other end had an opportunity to tie Mike, with the only thing certain being this would be a duel for the ages. So as such, we'd see big games from all the stars involved, with Chris Paul and Dwayne Wade clashing with one another, both being regarded as high-level two-way players. All the while in the paint, Bosh and Dwight would clash, with hopes to control the interior in the series, but with each team being so closely matched, we'd have a complete stalemate after the first 4 games. And as the second stretch of the series begins, the real difference maker was going to come between Kobe and LeBron, who would each play like men possessed in Game 5, much like they have the entire series, both leading their team's scoring load, recognizing the pressure on their shoulder as the team's best players. But as we get down the stretch of this game, neither side can find separation, and with the majority of teams who win Game 5 going on to win it all, the stakes were at their highest. And as the ball inbounds late, only one team can come out on top. A crucial Game 5 between the Lakers and the Heat. All knotted up, 2 minutes left to go. Kobe Bryant with the ball. D. Wade is guarding him. Kobe one-on-one with Wade, surveying the court, looking for an opportunity. The screen from Dwight. Kobe, a ton of space, doesn't take it. A difficult shot behind the backboard. Dwight, the rebound, his putback gives the Lakers the 2-point edge. Miami with the ball now. LeBron James, Meta World Peace, is guarding him. LeBron sizing him up, driving to the paint. LeBron James nowhere to go, goes in a post. A tough leg is denied. Meta with the block. Kobe on the break. Dwight is running by himself. Dwight in the paint to give the Lakers a 4-point edge. LeBron James and the Miami Heat now are desperately looking to score here if they want to survive in Game 5. LeBron, the drive in on Meta. Meta smothering him. Nowhere to go for King James. The back down in the post. A pump fake draws the foul. LeBron does end up hitting both free throws. Kobe Bryant with it now again, bringing the ball up to court. D-Wade guarding him once more. Kobe to drive on Wade. Wade, great defense. He gives it off to CP3. They find McRoberts in the corner. Go back to Kobe Bryant. Kobe with Wade on him. CP3 with it. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. He's going to have to go quick. Dwight coming to set the screen. Chris Paul, the pull-up three. Chris Paul is off. D-Wade with the rebound. 2-point game here late in LA. LeBron James with it. 45 seconds left. LeBron the drive. Meta World Peace is smothering him. Nowhere to go offensively. LeBron can't get by him. He's trying to force the issue. Back in the post. The post fade for the tie. It's off. Dwight with the rebound. 32 seconds left in this game. LA now has the opportunity for a potential dagger. Miami is playing defense. They're not going to foul here. They're swinging the ball around. Kobe Bryant in the post. D-Wade 1-on-1. The right side of the court all alone. He finds Dwight again. Dwight Howard in the paint. A tough lay. Timeout Miami. I can't believe we did not see Kobe Bryant a little more aggressive here in these final moments. Dwight got a lot of touches. He comes up short that time. LeBron with it though. He has yet to be able to score on Meta World Peace. Meta has been playing great defense down the stretch here. 8 seconds remaining in this basketball game. The screen from Turioff. LeBron coming around the screen. Meta is there. LeBron the drive. LeBron his lay way too easy. LeBron whiffs it. LeBron whiffs the easy layup. Unbelievable. As this one ends, Kobe and his group come out on top of a critical game, putting LeBron in position, trailing 3-2 in the finals, the same as he did last season, which wouldn't be the last thing staying the same, because it'd be a sense of deja vu for the Heat, as Kobe Bryant leads his team to control of Game 6 from start to finish, winning the first championship with this new look trio in Kobe's 6th of his career, now matching the shadow he's been chasing, and with 4 seasons left in his career, plenty of opportunity to catch him. Additionally, for Chris Paul, he'd be the biggest benefactor of this reality, no longer spending his career ringless. For LeBron, however, this change in history would be hurting his legacy. Now still ringless 2 years into the Heat experiment, and the critics would let him have it.
It is time. I'm tired of this man being celebrated. For what? We know you're great. How about winning? Win for once. Just win. Yeah. Just win, baby.
And LeBron's lack of rings wasn't the only domino falling. Now in this universe, the draft would look completely different. Most notably with Anthony Davis going first to the Cavs, creating a dynamic duo with Kyrie, which we'll talk more about later. In the meantime, there was plenty of other changes around the league, with differences in free agency signings and trades happening, but all the buzz around the league was still on the Lakers and looking ahead to see if they could repeat for Kobe's 7th. Which was looking like a legit possibility, as Kobe was picking right back up with another impressive scoring season. And this time around, Dwight was being better incorporated into the team after building chemistry, leading to potentially the best season of his career, to include the Defensive Player of the Year. All paired with the continued excellence of Chris Paul, undoubtedly looking like the best point guard in basketball, leading the charge for the best record in the league. But as the conference finals roll around, they would be put to the true test, facing OKC again, who had the biggest change of anyone this year, keeping James Harden in this reality, who would break out as the league's most improved player during the regular season, climbing up the ranks as one of the best scorers in basketball, as he would find himself in the starting lineup this year. Meaning now in the conference finals, this was one more issue for the Lakers to attempt to deal with, because while trying to slow down the beard, OKC also had the MVP of the entire league in Durant, on a quest for revenge against the Lakers. And unfortunately for LA, he was scorching hot, draining in over 38 a night during this series, scoring everywhere around the court, and nothing the Lakers defense tried could slow him down. However, Bryant wasn't going to just roll over and lose. With the possibility of a repeat and passing a mic fueling him as motivation, the Mamba would also explode for 38. And what would go down as one of the greatest scoring battles in playoff history, which would ultimately land these teams in a Game 7. But unfortunately, LA seemed to be out of gas. The Lakers had a chance to go to a second straight NBA Finals, but ran out of gas here in Game 7. Double-digit blowout win for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are about to be advancing. Following that win, OKC would go on to face the Heat, where after 7 more games, LeBron would be officially winning his first ring. which could be signaling a passing of the torch from Kobe to LeBron. Because the next season, Dwight was shocking the world, rejoining the Magic. He felt as if he had unfinished business in Orlando and still wanted to bring a ring to that city, moving on with his time in LA. Which means for the Lakers, it would now just be CP3 and Kobe running the show, and while that sounds fine on paper, the Lakers had a clear flaw in their depth. Despite the unfortunate circumstances, Chris Paul would end up finishing with potentially his best season in his career to date, taking on a larger responsibility after losing a major piece of the team, which was enough to help the Lakers power through to 53 wins, even without Dwight. But come playoff basketball, they wouldn't be able to force their way through. Facing OKC yet again, they didn't stand a chance with the current structure of the team, losing in a shocking sweep. The only bright side being that they can't feel too bad, being defeated by the would-be champions this year, but it was still clear the Lakers needed some help. However, Kobe was still confident.
I want to be able to look back on my career and say, I did the best I could.
So what's left?
More championships.
Although, as the Lakers only made minimal additions, the sentiment around the league was doubtful of Kobe's ambitions being realistic. Luckily though, the star duo that LA had left were two of the most competitive players in the league, and they were up for the challenge, with CP3 posting a new career high in assists per game, and Kobe continuing to play at a high level late in his career, after experiencing less injuries in this reality due to sharing the workload with Paul. However, even with their great play, the Lakers would have their worst record to date. But that would all change come the playoffs. When the ball games mattered the most, our stars would step up to the moment, playing the best basketball we've seen all year to upset the third-seeded Rockets in round 1. And they weren't stopping there, as in round 2 they get a bit of a break, playing the 7th-seeded Wolves, who beat OKC, who the Lakers would promptly defeat, shocking the world as they made the conference finals, where on the other end would be Stephen Curry and the Warriors. Of course, being the season that Golden State's dynasty will begin in real life, with the excellence of Stephen Curry paired with fellow Splash brother Klay Thompson. But the major difference here was that they no longer had Draymond, and with that gap in their roster, the veteran play of Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant matching up against the much younger Steph and Klay would be overwhelming for the Warriors, resulting in the Lakers defying the odds, postponing the Warriors dynasty as LA makes their way to yet another NBA Finals. But there was still one more challenge in a way for Kobe to win Ring 7. Derrick Rose remains healthy in this reality, after a shift in standings of 2012 led to the Bulls not playing the Sixers. So now with a healthy knee, D-Rose has been one of the best players in basketball and will be showing it in the finals.
Rose crosses over the fadeaway. Let me step back and kiss myself. Oh my MVP time. Windy City is
sinking in a buzzer beater in Game 4 to take a massive 3-1 lead as reality would seem to come crashing down on LA. But with Game 5 taking place in the very building of the man Kobe hopes to pass, there was a sense of urgency for Bryant, and in this monumental moment, he would surpass all expectations. Not only dominating in Game 5 with a 54-point outburst, helping his team's season stay alive, but again back in LA for Game 6, he'd have another impressive scoring night, paired with a masterclass performance from Chris Paul, outplaying Derrick Rose in the biggest game of their careers, all to knot things all up for a final Game 7. Meaning now, in Chicago, Kobe and CP3 had the opportunity to complete a 3-1 comeback, and there would be no doubt from the jump how this one would end. Because even though at first it would look like Derrick Rose would be the hometown hero, bringing Chicago back to relevancy in the world of basketball, in the end, Kobe's consistent play from start to finish would outlast the fiery start from Rose, ending with LA on top. In a surprising turn of events, the Lakers overcame all the doubts, getting things done for Bryant to surpass Mike 6, creating some difficult discussions in the GOAT debate, and also for Chris Paul, his legacy was looking vastly different. Now with 2 rings, you have to wonder where he stands as far as all-time PGs. Not to mention, we still have 1 season left, and our stars could still further their legacies, finding themselves back in the conference finals again, but it would be against an intense rival that they've struggled with for years. Except while OKC has managed to maintain their superstar core, it would cost them gravely in their supporting cast, which would be all the opportunity that the Lakers needed to have a chance to finally overcome this hurdle, especially when you consider just how well CP3 was playing here. Of course, Kobe was still the team's best player, but when he needed him the most, Paul was stepping up huge in the spotlight, leading the charge to forcing a Game 7, which if you recall, in 2013, the Lakers lost to the Thunder in such a game, with a blowout loss. So this time around, as things were close late in the game, the Lakers had a chance for revenge. The Thunder with the ball now, the Lakers looking to try to get a stop and extend their lead in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. Westbrook with it, Chris Paul and him. Paul's been huge this series. Russ the behind the back, the spin move, a really difficult lay. Chris Paul deters the shot, fights to the board, ends up the hands of Hibberts. And now we have Danny Granger on the fast break. LA looking to extend their lead here late in the game. Chris Paul with it. CP3 was open. Turned down the shot. James Harden on him. Danny Granger, a big pickup this season. But Kevin Durant sticking him right hip at the screen. Granger to drive. A lay. It's off. Oklahoma City now on the other end. Russ with it again. Driving in quick. Draws the foul. Luckily, Russ missed a free throw. And in the moment, you can't complain about Granger's shot. But looking back at it, it should have been in the hands of Kobe Bryant or Chris Paul. Kobe with it now this time with a minute and some change left in the game. The screen from Hibbert. Kobe Bryant the drive. Into the paint. The pull-up J. Kobe misses it. It comes up short. Russell Westbrook on the break. Chris Paul. That's not Chris. It was their own Sessions. In the paint. The lay. This guy whips. I don't know who that is. He blows the layup. Kobe with it now. 54 seconds remaining in the basketball game. Russ on him. They go back to Paul. Roy Hibbert in the post. I don't really like these opportunities here down the stretch. Roy, he shoots and misses at the board. Kobe with it now. 40 seconds left. 2-point game. This is a chaotic finish. Kobe to drive. His layup is off. Nobody can score down the stretch of this basketball game. They are winded. Kevin Durant with it. 30 seconds left in the game. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. KD, Russ in the corner. You wouldn't mind him shooting a jumper. Russ, the paint. Too easy. It has not been pretty down the stretch, but somehow LA still has a chance. With everything tied up, the whole entire stadium is on their feet, and the Lakers have one of the most clutch players in NBA history with the basketball in his final season, the last playoffs we'll ever see from him. Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals. Kobe Bryant with the ball and a chance to win it here. Kobe, the screen from Hibbert. Kobe coming around the screen. Kobe Bryant in the paint. His leg. Kobe beam Bryant. No timeouts for the Thunder. Russ, the length of the court. It's off. Ball game. This one is over. And in a shocking turn of events, LA is headed back to the finals where Kobe has a chance for ring 8. But before we get into that, let's establish what's at stake. Because earlier this season, Kobe has surpassed Kareem as the NBA's all-time scoring leader in this reality, to go along with 7 championships and 2 MVPs. So as we prepare for tip-off in the finals against Kyrie and Anthony Davis, Kobe has a chance to be the undisputed GOAT if he lands ring 8. And luckily, we won't have to wait long for the results. Because while Cleveland was incredibly talented with an impressive roster, they were still young and inexperienced, which was a stark contrast compared to Kobe and Chris, who in one final duet together, prior to Kobe retiring, will put on a show for fans one last time, and what would end up being their easiest final series yet. Winning this one in a sweep, concluding Bryant's legacy with 8 championships and a heavy argument in the GOAT debate, and as Chris Paul is now a 3-time champion, needless to say that the NBA would look very different if the trade was never vetoed. But what about a reality where Kevin Durant never joins the Warriors and instead stays with the Thunder? Find out by clicking this video next.